Hello and greetings from Cape Town, South Africa. My name is Brad Bennett and I'm currently a training captain on Airbus 320 for Global Airways Lift Airlines here in South Africa. I developed the training program in conjunction with APS and Airbus back in 2012, and I've been extensively involved in the training of UPRT here in South Africa and around the world on both Airbus and Boeing aircraft. It is exciting and necessary to be part of the UPRT Association International as the team lead for legislation development. My team will focus on the global regulatory landscape, guiding harmonization of UPRT standards and advocating for integration into training oversight frameworks. I have the fortune of being joined in my team by several UPRT experts who themselves have given hundreds of hours of UPRT training and who can attest to the current gaps in legislation that address the largest threat to aviation safety, which is, of course, loss of control in flight. Captain Brian Sims from Delta Airlines is the working group lead for air carrier and airline UPRT, and Captain Danny Hull from United is the working group lead for flight school UPRT. Both of these gentlemen are highly experienced training captains with substantial experience in teaching UPRT. Now, many people suggest that LOC-I is directly related to pilot training and a degradation in manual handling skills. And as we know, while rare, LOC-I events are often catastrophic. According to the IATA Annual Safety Report of 2024, over the past decade, more than 40% of fatal accidents in commercial aviation have been attributed to LOC-I. In 2012, I began my journey to develop a comprehensive UPRT program for our national carrier. At the time, there were several initiatives underway which sought to reduce the number of LOC-I events. I've since been involved in committees and working groups in order to study industry trends, advancements in simulator technologies, training requirements, and human performance. Unfortunately, the plethora of information surrounding UPRT has left many aviation training departments wondering where to begin. Regulators found themselves with insufficient knowledge on this highly complex subject and were left to create the legislation after it was signed into law. Now, for me, the most important fact and statement on UPRT is from the ICAO document 111. It states that in UPRT, the safety implications and the consequences of applying poor instructional technique or providing misleading information are arguably more significant than in any other areas of pilot training. The adage that some UPR training is better than no UPR training cannot be further from the truth. According to ICAO, many LOC-I accident investigations have revealed that the affected flight crew had received misleading information from well-meaning training staff or their organizations. In fact, some existing trained practices were found not only to be ineffective, but were also considered a contributory factor which led to inappropriate responses by some flight crew. An essential component in the delivery of UPRT is a properly trained and qualified instructor who possesses sound theoretical and operational knowledge relevant to the UPRT content. This year, my team has produced a crosswalk of key ICAO, FAA, EASA, and other national regulations. In 2026, we will aim to propose alignment strategies and help member states address regulatory gaps in UPRT through our working group. The UPRT Association International is driving training excellence in aviation in order to save lives globally. In summary, the promotion of UPRT best practices in aviation require effective legislation to ensure that the end result is that every pilot remains in control all the time. I'd like to move on to my fellow team leaders who will now provide you with more information. Thank you.